guys, what's going on? I did a few videos not long ago on finding purpose, how to find purpose in our life. And the first was our main purpose in life, really all of us, whether you agree or not, and it's worth giving a shot. So take a look at that one. The second was about my obituary, and I'll link both of those videos at the end and then also in the description. So I hope you do take a look, because I think they'll help clarify this video a little bit. It can certainly be standalone, but those will help you, give you some context as to what I'm talking about today. So I shared a little about a journal, a planner that I started using, and it's based on an idea from Donald Miller's Business Made Simple. And he talks about outlining your 1, 5, and 10-year goals. Now, if you've read Atomic Habits, you know that goals don't really do much for you, but they give you a trajectory. They give you a direction to go, and they help us know where we're going and really ultimately who we want to be. They don't actually get us there, though. So James Clear, the author, he makes it clear that we need systems in place to move towards those goals, and we might need to adjust our beliefs about ourselves along the way. Now, I'm actually only on chapter 3 of Atomic Habits. You may be way far ahead of me. I'm a little late to this book, so I may end up having to revise this at some point. But I can tell you that since about October last year, October 2021, I've been using this system, not the Atomic Habits, but the Donald Miller system. So the journal, the planner that I'm going to share with you today. And it's made me so much more productive. It has freed up more time than I've had in a long time, and it relieves so much self-inflicted stress. So what I do now is I have 3 big goals each day that move me toward my 1, 5, and 10-year goals. And I've actually recently stopped using the word goals altogether, and I also don't use the word tasks for these, though I do have tasks each day. They are not the priorities. So instead, I actually label these goals my point 33. So it may kind of look odd, but I consider each of these parts of my day as 0.33% of 1% of moving forward each day. I think mathematically that's right. So yeah, technically I'm moving forward 0.99% for you math nerds, not quite 1%. Anyway, I know this is nothing new, but for me, they're all connected to where I'm going, to who I want to be, and really what I want to accomplish, the legacy that I want to leave. So something happens, I think, the older you get, where time becomes just a lot more valuable. Kids are growing up. My body isn't the same. Work, after you've been in it for a while, can just turn into work where you sort of long for a retirement someday. And honestly, I don't want to live like that. And I know that I'm not designed to live that way either. So right now, these 0.33%, they're all work-related tasks, goals, parts of the 1%. So over time, I hope and I expect to add, a percentage for family and for relationships and for health and fitness. But for now, I'm just focusing on one thing at a time. I kind of recommend you do the same to start off. But prior to this, I would go to work and I would spend probably a couple hours checking emails, cleaning out my desk. I'd sort of stumble on jobs that I could quickly do, but I would put off the hard things, which for me, running a nonprofit, it was writing grants or calling donors or writing personal notes to volunteers. For me, these things were time consuming. Sometimes they were uncomfortable. They were stressful. And so I'd put them off and usually not do them until, the absolute deadline. I'd basically just procrastinate, which of course is a stressor, which in turn causes anxiety. And I'm really not someone who gets really worn down by stress or anxiety. I actually think I handle it pretty well. But whether you are someone that gets stressed or not, what this did for me is I would and I do feel like I accomplish everything necessary probably by about noon each day. And of course, I usually work more, but by then I just have these easy, brainless tasks to do. And I leave feeling each day like, yes, I've moved my organization forward. I did the hard things, and I can kind of relax and do these easy tasks the rest of the day. And when you are just punching out these 3 big things each day, it really, overall in your life, it just lightens the load overall. So let me finish with kind of, that's the 0.33%, those 3 goals that I do each day. So let me finish with what I write in the remainder of the space in my journal. So I check off each day. This is first thing in the morning that I've read my obituary, that I've read through those 1, 5, and 10-year goals. And then I do have a task list. And these are things that aren't really necessary tasks. I don't feel bad about not checking them off each day. They can really carry over to the next day without any guilt. I recently, at the bottom of that, I started adding scripture for the week that I do my best to commit to memory. I used to have, and this is what Donald Miller recommends, I used to have a box that said, what could I have done differently today? And I love the concept. It's really a good idea, but it's something really to do at the end of the day, to go back and look at your journal. And for me, I just, more often than not, I just didn't go back to it at the end of the day. So it's a good idea if you're somebody that can do that. But for me, I put in scripture because I can do everything in the morning and just kind of glance at my journal the rest of the day. Then at the bottom, I have what Donald Miller calls a story summary. And so for me, it's become kind of a quick motivation of why this story, why my day matters, and why my story is important and engaging. So for me, this has now become, all this has become a habit, and it's been just so good for me. I really encourage you, if you have not tried anything else yet, this is a great place to start. And it's probably not going to be the cure-all for the chaos that you might have in your life. But if you give it a chance, I'm confident that you're going to feel like you're living each day with purpose. So let me know below if you put this into practice and what the results have been for you. And I would say give it at least kind of a minimum of 2 weeks, but ideally a month before you decide whether or not it's the right thing for you. But let me finish with what I write in the remainder of my space. And my dog's barking. Hey guys, thank you so much for checking out this video. If you found it helpful, show a little love and hit the like button. If you found it really helpful, step it up a little more and subscribe to the channel to make sure you don't miss any future videos. Thank you so much for checking out The Jeff Bruce.